Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, guess who's back, y'all? Yes, I am back from my break. And you know what? I am not anymore going to apologize for taking breaks. But before we get into that, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to the show. To all of my new listeners, episodes typically drop on Fridays. However,
at the time of this recording
and the day that this drops, it's going to be Saturday. Shout out to 12 Kyle. And to all my day 1 to 57, 230, whatever week you came in, thank you so much for your continued support. But yeah, with the breaks, I'm realizing I used to pride myself on never taking a break, and sure, that was cool for a season, but in the last couple years, it has definitely been good for me. And it's not even about the show in and of itself. It's just my job gets busy, and it's not even just that. This break more so is within the last month, I realized I started perimenopause. I don't remember if I talked about this on the last episode, but it's like there have, in hindsight, and I've been doing research and continuing to do research to figure out like the best ways to manage this, because unfortunately at the age of 45, it just is what it is. Like, this isn't something that I can escape. And so there was a few weeks or maybe like a month where like I thought I was going crazy. My emotions were out of whack. My hormones were out of whack. My brain fog, that I hate that the most. All these things, right? And then finally, something just made me look up the perimenopause symptoms. And then now so many things make sense from the last 5 years. Actually, I see, she was kind of trickling herself in slowly. And then now she's like, bam, we in this thing, right? And so with that, thankfully, a lot of things that I'm already doing, like working out and trying to eat pretty decently, trying to drink water. There are certain vitamins and stuff that I already take that are actually like super helpful. However, also with that, shout out to Eric. He was a guest on the show for a while, so y'all are familiar with him when we did the emotional recovery series. But he, in like his profession, one of the things he does is he is a fitness coach. I may be getting the title all wrong. My apologies. But with that, he has information on nutrition. So I did ask him to just kind of help me figure that out, because I'm like, bruh, I do CrossFit. Why am I not having any results? I don't eat crazy. Well, guys, guess what? The issue was that I was not eating enough. So now that I track my calories, it's not this like restrictive thing. It's just like, hey, these are your macros. These are the calories that you need. These are the calories that you need to get. And so listen, yesterday was Halloween. I passed out candy to the kids, and I had some candy that was in my macros. You know what I mean? But with that, now that I'm tracking and whatever, your girl is down 8 pounds. Yes. Shout out. And I'm just know that's going to continue because I'm finally like doing what I need to do. And so with that, I feel like I have a better handle on, okay, now that I know what the issue is, how do I navigate this? So literally earlier this week, 2 days, there were these days that I literally just had to pause what I was doing and sit and just cried my eyes out. You would think somebody died. nothing happened. It was a good day. Like, that's how it's been, where I felt like I was crazy. For a little while, what am I even saying? If you're new here, I be messing up on the words. Don't be wording sometimes. Shout out to the person who I got that from, this young lady I know. The words don't be wording sometimes. And so when that happens, it just is what it is. Y'all gonna get who I am as a person. But anyways, there was a while that I even thought, like, man, am I under just like heavy spiritual attack? Like, it probably was longer than a month, but I'd say the month leading up to when I finally figured out what was actually going on was really, really intense and really rough. And so now I have a better handle on that. Well, then October, y'all that know me know that's Trashey Corn war time, and this year was different because the people around me really participated. Shout out to the ops, y'all. Yes, I did. Yes, I did several candy corn. We're gonna call them Trashey Corn though. I did several Trashey Corn diss tracks this year, and like recorded little music videos of me destroying the candy corn. Not only did they give me like candy corn, I'm telling you, like, people had it Amazon delivered to my house. I would come home and there would be candy corn. There'd be candy corn cutouts in my yard. Somebody put candy corn post-it notes and stickers on my car windshield and windows. When I was at work, because I always leave my stuff in the same area, so my keys, they could see where they were. Somebody put candy corn balloons in my car, rubber duckies with candy corns all over it. Like, and that's not even all of it. There was just so many things that happened this year's war that has never happened before. Now, in the past, one person would send me some candy corn each year for a couple of years. Like, that started 2 years ago, or maybe 3. But this year, it was like war for real. But it was super fun because when anything would happen, I would share that on my socials, and then I would share the diss track, and it was really fun. I remixed a bunch of different songs. The first one was kind of like just an original, and then the last 5 were me just remixing or doing renditions of different songs. And actually, I've said I wasn't going to do this, but I am going to play a little bit of each one because, you know, why not? I have them all saved. So here we go. This was the first one. This is not a remix of everything, but I did use the Young and the Restless, theme song instrumental, because there's somebody I follow on TikTok that uses this for ballet dancing type stuff, but it's hilarious, but also super talented. So here we go with volume 1. Candy corn is trashy, so very trashy. I don't know how you eat it. It smells so gassy. It looks like Beetlejuice picked his booger. Candle wax sugar. Candy corn is trash. Oh, so very trash. You keep on buying it for me, but I'm gonna destroy it because you cannot influence me. Candy corn is trashy, so very trashy. So each of them are about a minute or less. So I'm actually going to play all of them, but there was a theme in every video. In every video, at the end of the video, I put whatever, I would drag it out as far as the packages and Amazon packages and wrappers that things came in. I would make sure all of that went in the trash, because if you remember the memes that I used to make every year, there was a thing where at the end of the war, there was always one with candy corn going back into the trash and saying like, this is your home, this is where you belong. And so for the final Candy Corn diss track, which dropped on Halloween, I went around the city, kind of, and like everything that I had collected, because I got to this point where there was just so much stuff, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna do all of that in this last diss track. And I went around the city and filmed myself throwing all the things in like different trash cans. Then there was a portion that I recorded at home as well, but at the end of that portion, it went in the trash. So that was always how the end of the video ended, where it would be going not just in the trash. So it would go in a trash can, but then I would take that bag out and put that in the garbage can in the garage that goes out on trash day. So that was the theme. It was so fun. I learned so much about like, you know, audio production. You know, obviously it wasn't perfect. Don't be expecting for real vocals up in these things, but that doesn't matter. But I learned so much about that, different things about video editing, and just it was a learning process, and it was super fun. So here is volume 2. Candy corn's trash, candy corn is trash. Candy corn's trash, candy corn is trash. You eat candle wax, sugary candle wax. You eat candle wax. Crayons, sugary crayons. You eat candle wax, sugary candle wax. Crayons, sugary crayons. You eat candle wax, sugary candle wax. It's trash. So that one was Bone Thugs and Harmony remix. That's when I started remixing, was volume 2. So let's get into volume 3. Candy corn's trashy. Ooh, it is so gross. I don't know how you eat that sugary crayon. Candy corn's trashy. I hate trashy merchandise too. Trashy corn, I hate you. Never ending, underwhelming. It's the reckless trashy corn. Never ending, underwhelming. It's the reckless trashy corn. Candy corn's trashy. Ooh, it is so gross. Put a little Usher in that thing with There Goes My Baby. So let's get into number 4. This one, and here's the thing with all of these, there was never really like a plan ahead of time. It would literally be a song would pop in my head. I wanted it to be a song that like most people would hear. And for that one in particular, if you notice towards the end of it, I said it's the reckless trashy corn. There's this worship song. I don't know if it's actually worship. And I say that just because certain things are worship, certain things are just gospel and blah, blah, blah. And I'm whatever. There's a church song that is called Reckless Love. That is a song I really, really like. And I wanted to do a remix, of that song. And it's talking about God's reckless love for us. But the reason I didn't is because I'm like, some people may know this song, but a lot of people may not. And I wanted it to be songs that people, like the average person, would be pretty familiar with. But I was able to sneak it in. So I was really proud of that. And that's the thing with all of this is once I got an idea in my head, figuring out to execute it and then being able to execute it, just that creative process, chef's kiss. But number 4, this one was tricky. So let's get into it. I hate trashy corn because it's so gross. It came out your nose. You eat candle wax with sugar and spice. It ain't nothing nice. Trashy corn on the concrete before you. Open up the dirty window. Let the tires run you over cause you are so trashy. Candle, wax, and some sugar. Beetlejuice's booger. Candy corn is trashy, so feel these tires on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. Candle wax, and sugar. Trashy corn is just so gross, and it came right out your nose. Candy corn is just so trashy. The rest is still unwritten. Shout out to Unwritten. That is a song that it's a song like I had to remix that one, and that was the first song where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just do a little bit of lyrics, like I'm gonna start just remixing a verse and a chorus. And here's the thing, that was the most difficult one, because that's when I was like, it's not like, oh, I really was trying to sing like sound like her, but it's just matching the rhythm of the song. And I'm just like, how do people sing and breathe? Like, the reason why that one ended up being silly sounding is because I kept trying to sing it and I couldn't breathe, and like I was not about to do that. So I was just like, okay, this is just gonna have to be silly. And it took me like, I think that wasn't the one that I was up super late. It was number 5. But like, I was super proud that I was able to make it work. And then let's talk about that music video real quick. There were parts of it where I was running over the candy corn that I was giving. So when it says, feel the tires on your skin, that's what actually was going on. So like, it's just so funny how these all came about. And that one was super fun just because that's a song I wanted to just challenge myself with, but also like actually running the candy corn over was super fun. And so let's get into number 5. Trashy corn, do you know you taste like candy coated crayons? Candy corn, you are so trash. Y'all really eat candy corn? It makes me wanna cry, even though it tastes like wax, sugary crayons. Then you try to give it to me like you think I'm gonna eat it, cause you are trashy corn. Do you know you taste like candy coated crayons? Candy corn, you are so trash. That music video, it's so funny. They are music videos. I got a lot of, because I like poured bleach and Fabuloso on the Trashy Corn, and it was just super fun. That one, that's my favorite song. Now, video wise, for the most part, I loved it all. And see, I work in this world at work. I'm a marketing director. We do a lot of video, so I see a lot of video. I do a little minimal editing, but not our, larger projects and stuff like that. And so with that, there was this part at the end where I'm like, man, why didn't I zoom the camera back out? So because of that, it's not my favorite video, but it's actually my favorite song. And now let's get into number 6. Like, there was so much intentionality with this particular song because, like I said, this is the one where I went around the city and I, filmed myself throwing the Trashey Corn. And I mean, I'm telling you, I had Post-it notes. I had somebody that I know that knows where I work and whatever, which I work at a church. So like, it's just so funny. But, and I say that because not everyone that I interact with or even that serves on the creative team or different areas is somebody who's on staff or a volunteer-led church. So that's why I say it's funny, because I say this happened at work, but that doesn't mean it was one of my coworkers. But we go to the building on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to work. We're hybrid. Like, obviously on a Sunday we're going to be at church, but then as far as throughout the week, there are days we work from home and days we work at the building, and those days are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So we came in on a Tuesday morning, and at the table there were candy corn Post-it notes written to all of us, and then these little candy corn toys. And what was funny is whoever did this, they wrote on the note, because they wrote one to each of us and then wrote one to the creative team staff and said, Tamara is not allowed to take these away. Well, none of my coworkers, but these are my friends. So like, none of my friends, they didn't want to keep it. So it's funny that they wrote that in the note, and they probably knew I'd get it, but it was just, there was so many things that it was just so fun. But yeah, so with this last one, I'm throwing away candy corn, I'm throwing away toys, Post-it notes, cutouts, like cardboard cutouts. Came home one night to 10 candy corn cardboard cutouts, pretty large ones, in my yard. And it's like, all I could ever do was laugh, even when they put the Post-it notes. And I don't mean one, I mean so many that I had to take them off because I would not have been able to drive home. And I was like, bruh, it's cold outside. Like, but all I could do was laugh. Now, there were also stickers on my windows. I kept those on until I got home because it was cold. But I'm saying, like, they were going all out, whoever they may be. I don't even fully know. I did find out who was doing some of this stuff, and that's wild because it wasn't anybody that even goes to my church. It's actually my friend's sisters. But yeah, this last music video was super fun. The song, of course, makes so much sense, and you will see why. Candy corn is trash, and you know that I'm right. Why do you buy it for me and think I'm changing my mind? It's sugar on the outside, but crayons on the inside. It's Beetlejuice's burgers, and you can't change my mind. Although we've come to the end of the road, in the trash can you go? It is natural, this is where you live. Sugar, candle, wax, come to the end of the road. In the trash can you go? It is natural, this is where you live. Sugar, candle, wax, go. Yeah. Of course, we had to end it with Boyz II Men, End of the Road. Like, it would be a miss if I didn't. And what's interesting is with number 5 and 6, I had to speed those up on TikTok. So there's just so much I learned, because TikTok will let you use any instrumental or any, commercial song, or I don't know if it's actually called commercial songs, like an artist's song, if it's a minute or less. If it goes over that, it won't. And so I found that out with the candy coated, the Candy Rain remix. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, so this version of End of the Road is a little faster than, the original, but that's okay because these are remixes and it's just my rendition of them. So yeah, a lot of time and energy went into creating all of that content though, because there was the filming of the music video, the editing, there was the filming, there was the finding the instrumental for the track and then getting it onto my Rodecaster and then writing the lyrics, recording them, and all of that, editing the video footage. But then so that's just for the music videos. But then there's also the fact that anytime I was sent anything or anything that happened, there's that content that I was creating. And so it was a very content heavy month, but it just got to a point where I'm just like, okay, I will resume my podcast when this is done, because that plus hormones and figuring all that out, like, it was a lot. But yeah, I was creating a lot of content last month, but it just wasn't podcast. And so yeah, that is kind of like where I'm at now. And then shout out to Eric. We will be starting, actually I'll be starting a second podcast with him. We took a break from recording when that series ended, and then we have some stuff we want to record, but I don't know that he necessarily cares because he doesn't have a podcast, but he's good with it. But I had suggested that we just create our own podcast because, you know, this show is about my life, the ways I'm trying to grow and whatever. And as you know, I may have guests, but I don't have a standing co-host, right? And so I want this show to remain what it is. I'm still going to record episodes because I did it before when we had the two different series going on of this normal stuff and then the series I did with him. So I know I can do both. It's just, I want that to have its own thing that we're building together versus it being just adding on to what I've already built. I think it's kind of cool because we are coming up on my 6-year podiversary, y'all. Yeah, that is November 12th. And with that, I think it's kind of dope that then I'm launching a new podcast in November, you know, as well. So more to come on that. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Work is good. Home is good. Zaire is growing. If you don't know who that is, that's my grandson. He'll be 2 on November 4th. And I was just, because I make a birthday video for my kids and for him. And I was just looking through photos of him. I take so many photos and videos of him, and there has been this significant growth. Like, he doesn't have a baby face anymore, and that's happened within the last like couple months. But just looking back through the photos and videos, like, I almost started crying because I'm just like, oh my gosh, he used to be so little. And I remember when he couldn't walk and he didn't even know how to crawl, and there was this period of time where he barely wanted to eat food, and he's still a picky eater, but way less now. And so it's just so cool. Like, I don't know. So yeah, life is good. And as always, I'm learning and just really always trying to learn how to navigate and maintain whatever life throws my way. So part of that right now is perimenopause and all that it brings. And I jokingly, but I'm actually pretty serious, I'm going to write some perimenopause diss tracks. I'm going to make the music video portion of it a lot more low maintenance. I'm trying to figure out creatively in my mind how to make that just not as intense as it was with the Trashey Corn content. But I am going to be making some diss tracks because that was fun. That was a healthy creative outlet for me, for sure. But, you know, I've posted a few TikToks about it, and so many people just have responded. I've actually learned a lot. And so it's funny, with the Trashey Corn content, there were a group of people that they don't like candy corn. And so they would tell me man, I love everybody felt like it was entertaining, but there were some people that legit said, man, you make me feel seen. I love your content. Keep doing what you're doing. And so with that, with perimenopause, I kind of want to do the same thing, just make some diss tracks to Peri. And yeah, we're gonna call her Peri because I don't know, perimenopause that's a pretty long word, so we're gonna call her Peri. And there's going to be some diss tracks to her. So it won't be necessarily every week like it was with Trashey Corn, but definitely want to get into that too. Still on the Snatched 40s journey, finally making progress though, which is super exciting. And then, y'all, I got this self-care app called the FINCH app. I'm going to link it in the episode notes. Man, it's like you get this little pet. Mine is named Gizmo, which, if you know, I used to have a dog named Gizmo until I had to rehome him. And so with this, you set whatever goals. It could be like, for me, there was a little season where I was like really struggling to be motivated to do things. And also working out was just one of them. We'll just go there. And so with that, I put all these little things in there. I mean, some stuff I'm going to do anyways, like get out of bed, make my bed, brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower, put lotion on, drink water, drink coffee, eat breakfast, eat lunch. Like there are a lot of things that I'm going to do anyways, but as you accomplish your goals, you get little gems, and you can go to the store and you can buy your pet clothes and furniture, and your pet goes on adventures. Like what I see is they have monthly themes. So October was Mystery Manor, and you go on adventures and you get prizes, and you get daily prizes just for, it's like the more goals you accomplish, to be able to go on the adventure, then you get to claim prizes just for that. You know, grow up. So I was a baby, and now I think then I was a toddler, and now I'm a child. So, and then you have micro pets. So like your pet has a pet, and it's just really, really fun. But it has really helped me to become a lot more productive in the areas that I was struggling with. So I'm going to put the link in the episode notes because it's something you may enjoy. It is free, or you can pay for it, but there's a lot. You pretty much can do everything that you can do. Like you can do a lot for free. You just get a little extra if you pay for it. But I started off not paying for it, and then I got a free trial to pay for it, and I really, really enjoyed it. And then I went back to the not paying for it because I wasn't really sure I wanted to pay for it. But then I just started thinking the things that I invest in are like a seed I'm sowing into that area of myself. So there's like reflections. Like one of my goals is name someone who cares about you. So every day I write in there a person who cares, and whoever that is. Every day now I put that. It was one of the things in there where I look at myself in the mirror every day and I speak life to myself. So for me, what that means is there are scripture verses that say like, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. There are verses that say, I am more than a conqueror. There are verses that say, I am loved, and just different things like that. And I'm talking about love by God. And so I'll look myself in the eyes and speak that to myself. And just all these little things they have in there just really have been super helpful, not just for me with being more productive, but even just how I feel, like my mental health and stuff like that. And so, yeah, as always, I'm always trying to just really be my best version of myself. And yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. Man, I love y'all so much. As always, take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. be healthy in your relationships. And yeah, thank you, like I said, for tuning in. I love y'all so much, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...